Hey guys, welcome to the Humble Homestead. This is Stacy. So, if you're new here, I would introduce myself. Please disregard the chaos in the background, but I can keep making excuses on why I can't film, and I'll never get anything done. I actually, so all week, I've been like, oh, I really want to get my sweet potato started to start slips. It's mid-February, it needs to get done. And sometimes just the simple task of going to a store and getting potting soil is a task. What I really wanted to do is both methods. So if you are familiar with how to get sweet potato slips started or not familiar, there's a couple ways. One, you can put them in water, and two, you could put them in soil and then they'll grow the little sprouts. I thought, because I have never done it either way, when I grew sweet potatoes my first and second year, I just bought the plants already grown from a local greenhouse. But I thought this year we would try. So it's not going to be a sole video about that. I'm going to share a little clip of what happened this morning when I tried to record a video with nothing and the kids acted crazy, and and I'll show you a little snippet of that. School this week, so I've had him every.
Grandma's going to take me to the PlayStation anyway. Where do we spin it?
I wanted to show you.
Well,
A year or so ago, I killed the sourdough starter. No, and I threw it away.
If you want to check out the video, I want you to check out the video on my YouTube channel and subscribe if you like chubos and cookies. Okay, back to my.
Tell them what we got yesterday when we did chores.
We got 8 eggs.
8 eggs. We're like rich now. Our chickens are laying so many eggs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're driving me crazy because they don't get along for anything.
I want to play the PlayStation.
And because they're just acting weird. Like they keep getting in front of the camera. It's like we've never filmed here before.
I didn't play the PlayStation.
We already told them. We already told them.
Red choices.
Nope.
Red choices. Red choices.
Thanks for growing with me, guys. Catch you on the next one.
I want to play on the rope. Wins?
So that's kind of how the morning went. And originally, so
Wow, that'd be awesome.
I'm really trying to just be disciplined to get a video up once a week. And this morning I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I don't even care. Like, I just need to pick it up and record it. But then, as you can see, in just a few
70K?
seconds that I showed you this morning, that's kind of how the whole thing went. And I didn't really have anything to share anyways.
390.
And I really got to thinking as the day went on, I was like, I can't produce that. I can't. I need to provide some sort of quality, even if my videos aren't the best quality. I need to have some sort of standard. And that was just really like, I turned on the camera and it was just chaos, and that's not fair. So in this video, we're at least gonna start the sweet potatoes. I could like wait and add all the footage at the end and just do one sweet potato comparison video, but one, by then it's going to be what, March, April, February, March. It would be April by the time they have slips and they've been in water, and it wouldn't be really relevant for people that are trying to start their sweet potatoes now. Two, if we're being honest, I would probably not be able to find the footage in 8 weeks from now. So I'm just going to touch base on it. Like I'll just do a series of videos, or I'll just intertwine it into other videos that I already have, like that I'm doing. Today I don't really have a whole lot other than we're gonna start these, and that's probably gonna be what takes the longest in the video, is starting the two processes. In other videos I could just we can take a sneak peek and compare. Okay, so I think I've gathered all my materials. What we're gonna do is we have potting soil. a bin. It says like a deep one, but this is all I could find. We're gonna use what we have. So we have this. This will remind me that I was sick in the spring and that I should take care of myself. A heating mat, two wide mouth pint-sized jars, and then organic sweet potatoes. So I'm only doing 4. So I'm going to do 2 in the bin, which is why that smaller one is probably fine, and then 2 jars. You want to make sure that you get organic potatoes because, no, Nala, regular produce is sprayed with like growth inhibitors so that they don't sprout, and we want these to sprout. So there are, this one's actually already looking kind of rough, so hopefully it's on its way soon. I feel like there were more in here and somebody must have opened it and eaten a couple, but it's fine because I have 4 potatoes and that's going to be plenty for what we need. So let's get started. Okay, you just need potting soil. I don't think it matters what kind. You know, it's kind of funny too, like how this, it's probably me. I'm probably the problem. But why are things, this is how things are hard for me. So I often just do like a Walmart grocery order delivery when we need it. We just pay once a year. And my son, Cole, will often say, just go to the store, you're lazy. He knows I'm not lazy. He's just giving me a hard time. But really, I'm like, sometimes I'm struggling to come up with $35 for my minimum order. And if I walk into the store, I'd probably spend $70 on things I don't need. Anyways, a few weeks ago, I ordered skewers on my grocery order, thinking, you know, get them because I know I'm going to be starting this process. And they didn't have them. And then I just happened to be there. I actually went to Walmart late, like the following week, and here they are. I have been to 2 different stores. I went to Family Farm and Home and somewhere else, like this past week, to look for potting soil, and they did not have any. We actually went to Tractor Supply today to get dog food, and I was like, oh, potting soil. I'm just saying, it has taken me the equivalent of like 2 weeks to gather these 2 things to do this. And I feel like it's that kind of nonsense that happens all the time. And I know I could probably just hop in a vehicle and like drive around, but you guys aren't the ones that take my kid into a store. He's not always a fun time. And this week, as you can see from the snippet earlier, I've had my grandson all week because he didn't have school, and Phil's been out of town. So like just packing up and taking the kids to a store, no thank you. I'm not going to be ashamed to say that that gives me a level of anxiety that I don't care to entertain. So let's start with the water ones, and then we'll do the soil ones. I know there are probably people out there that have much better tutorials. I believe the pointier sides, to me they're both pointy, but these pointier sides are the roots, so these are going to go downward. So I'm going to stick skewers in. I'm going to do like 3, kind of like a triangle shape. Nala, please don't bark. She's like, you're going to know about it. And then we're going to stick it in there like so. Those skewers are really big. I probably could have used toothpicks, but for some reason I was a little bit nervous that toothpicks would not be quite strong enough, like to hold the weight of the potato. People probably do it. So like I said, it's probably me. I'm the problem. So there's that. Now I just keep a jug of water underneath my sink. It's that I know has been sitting for well over 48 hours, so it's considered distilled water. And we're just gonna fill these up. Well, add water until the bottoms are in there. Yeah, pretty full. Looks good. Some of it will get on the counter. That's just fine. It's just water. Okay. Now I must find a place for them in the window. Let's see. So we're going to kind of put these where they will get some sunlight. This is my beautiful plant window. So we're gonna put these up here and we'll leave those sit. Now we're going to fill this bucket up with some soil. If you go to M.I. Gardener, he actually just did a big video on the soil option, and he obviously does a much better job than I do, and it's a quite lengthy tutorial on doing it with soil, but I can't wait till spring. It's really hard not to start the rest of my seeds. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it in a previous video or if I mentioned it and never published that video. But our son, Cole, the 21-year-old who's still here, he generally has taken up a good portion of the garage. The bag flipped. He has a good portion of the garage that he uses, and him and my other son Boyd just got a shop of their own, and so he's in the process of moving out of the garage, and so it's gonna free up a little bit of space for my seed starting, and I'm super pumped about it. They're still waiting on zoning, so I'm really just praying that everything works out for them, but even if he does have to come back, I'll still have that shelf for seeds because they're not taking it away. I'm only going to be there a few weeks. So let's bring you down and I'll show you what we have. So this is what we have. And this is not super dry, but you actually want to pre-moisten your soil. So I'm using the same jug. I don't know why. I just want to make sure the water is good water. We have city water, and I'm just gonna kind of mix this up. I don't have drainage holes in here. I'm not going to be watering it, so I don't think I need them. When I watched Luke's video, I do not believe he had drainage videos or drainage holes. Okay, so it's not sopping wet. If I squeeze real hard, you can see a little bit of water come through, my fingers. And we're just gonna take these two, and you're just gonna kind of dig them, not dig them. You're gonna put them halfway in the soil, and you're just gonna give them a little bit of space. Like I said, I only have two in here, so this should be fine. Enough that there should be enough space underneath so that they have room for roots to grow, I believe. And then some space on the top for the slips to come up. I can't turn the off button. Okay, so what I'm gonna do from here is probably gonna be frowned upon. I don't know. My husband's gonna come home and lose his mind. This is just gonna be a temporary spot, but I'm going to. So you want a warm environment for this, and you've probably heard me say a gazillion times that we keep our house kind of cool. So that's why we're gonna use the heating mat. I'm putting a towel down just because I don't think it will hurt our counter, but just in case. I'm sorry. I'm gonna plug that in. I don't think this would get hot enough to damage the counter, but I just kind of want to make sure. And we'll figure out how to move this out to the garage over the weekend. So we're just going to move our little tub right onto that mat. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? So we have 2 potatoes in here, 2 potatoes in here. Oops, sorry. and we will just see how that goes. I posted yesterday, and I'll just add the story again because it's funny, or I don't know if it's funny. It's funny to me because I like overthink everything to the point of decision paralysis. I've done sourdough in the past. No pro. I would definitely still consider myself like a very beginner in sourdough. And I had a starter that I ordered online. It was going just fine. And then when I got sick in the spring, I killed it. And I know it's really hard to kill a starter, but I'm that gifted. It was like in the refrigerator for months, not properly covered, never fed, and it had like black on it. It was probably mold. It maybe could have been saved from like lower layers or something, but I didn't know and I threw it away. So I met some new friends this week because I've had both kids home all week. We ventured to some more park play dates than we normally would, and one of the mamas gave me a sourdough starter, and I showed it. So it smelled amazing. And so I brought it home Tuesday evening or Tuesday afternoon. I left it on the counter all night until Wednesday morning. And then I thought, oh, I better do something with this sourdough. So I fed it. And then because our house is cool, and I had been trying to get a starter established since like December. Like I've tried a few times, and it just like would start and then, so I fed it. I wrapped it in a dishcloth and put it in the microwave, just like to sit as an insulator. And Bailey had used the oven yesterday, so it got quite warm over here. And by the time I got home, like it was about to come out of the lid. I was like, wow, this is a beautiful starter. I was so excited. But then, like, again, I've been in decision paralysis. I've been watching sourdough videos for 2 days, like all morning this morning, last night. Like, I need to just do it. So I actually am going to do it tonight. But this morning I thought, I think I'm coming to the conclusion that a sourdough discard is really just a starter that you put in the fridge. So like when you're not going to use your starter, you put it in the fridge. Same thing. I have not put this in the fridge yet. And this morning I thought, I'm going to split it. Because like I don't want to discard any yet. I kind of probably should feed it because I want to use it soon. So I don't want to put it in the fridge. I know it only takes a couple hours to like wake up or whatever. But so I split it in two. And then I fed them this morning. So I split it in two. I had 80 grams of starter in each jar. So I did 80 grams of flour, 80 grams of water. And I just left them on the counter. No insulation, no microwave, no anything. And like within the hour, they had already doubled in size. So I kind of knew if I left the house and then came back, it was probably going to be a little wild. And it indeed was. These are the jars. I don't know. I don't know. They're going crazy, and they still look good in there. Like they haven't deflated yet. They're like just now at their peak, I think, because they don't have the dome. Told you I've been watching a lot. Look at it bubble. So beautiful. Tell me I'm not excited. I'm gonna start a loaf tonight, and then proof it in the fridge overnight, and then I'm gonna bake it like early in the morning because I have a long weekend, so hoping it'll work out. Just gonna try it, right? How do we ever figure it out if we don't try it? So I might record that. I might not. I don't know. Recording on here is really stressing me out. But anyway, I hope that this video was somewhat useful, not completely a waste of your time. But if you stuck it through the end, I just want to say thank you for growing with me. And we will keep track of our sweet potato slips as the season goes on. Hopefully I'll be starting some seeds very soon. I know I probably want to get like celery started and onions, I think. I need to really sit down. See, I've hyperfixated on sourdough for the last 2 days when I could have been hyperfixating on what to get planted now. But that's just how it is. That's just how I am. So thank you again for growing with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.